Thank you for joining us today. We're very excited to host you on this once-in-a-lifetime webinar that's never happened before in the time that I've been alive in humankind.
Wow.
Myself and Patrick Kelley together on a webinar. My gosh, I'm so thrilled, Patrick. Thank you for being on with me today.
Well, I'm honored. Thanks for letting me be part of this and breaking the party here.
Absolutely. And all of you who are dialing in from, well, the beautiful thing about Zoom, anywhere in the world, to walk us through this journey where we are going to be highlighting the art of the possible with Zoom. And of course, we've got some tricks that you, if you've been following Patrick, know so well. He is so well knowledgeable in this industry and with AI generating productivity across our product tools. So we're going to be talking about a lot today, as well as some of the simplicity that you also can have in these physical spaces here and the physical headquarters in San Jose, California. So we're going to merge the hybrid workflow that Patrick, you do on a day-to-day basis because your home office, right, is set up to be successful with the Zoom client, all the powerful productivity tools that you have there. And we submerge all of that simplicity right into the physical spaces.
Myrella, I'm going to demonstrate a few things for everybody, right? And it's certainly, I'm going to be the at-home worker. I'm going to be the person that walks to their office and the first thing they do is check email or check chat. And then how does that workflow transition from my workspace here at home to a hybrid experience to where you're at? I appreciate it. I'm glad I get to spend the next 3 hours doing demos for everybody. It's only an hour. Ham just said it's only an hour. Okay, so I'll talk faster than I normally would. And what's going to be your day like? First, you know what? First of all, you know what? I hate slides. Do you know what? You know that I absolutely hate slides. So I'm going to share this. Here's my first slide. It's nothing. There's nothing on this slide. That's the whole point, is I do not want to show you a bunch of slides and a bunch of text that you can obviously go and research. I want to show you exactly what it looks like from a desktop perspective. And so let's go into that. I lied a little bit. I do have to do a few slides, and that's just the nature of the beast. But my whole point is I'm going to do the least amount of slides as absolutely possible. So let's go ahead. Let's start our day. What's the first thing you do when you walk into your desk? The first thing you do is probably check your email, right? But the point is, what if you have a ton of email and you don't want to respond to all those emails? Guess what? AI Companion is now available that we can now respond to all those emails with AI Companion. And I'm going to show you a live demo of it right now. Here's my desktop. Here's my desktop with the Zoom client. This is my desktop. And look at that. I'm looking at an email right now. My email now shows that I'm using Outlook integration with the Zoom client. I literally have Zoom client integrated with my Microsoft Outlook integration right now. And there's a long email from Zach. I don't know who Zach is, but in this example, he's probably one of my sales representatives. I don't want to read that whole email. I just want to reply to email using AI Companion. AI Companion now has Email Compose, the ability to generate email with AI Companion. Now, I'm just going to send a follow-up email to Zach because I don't really want to type it. Myrella, I'm really lazy. I just want to generate a respond email to Zach. And look at that. There's a response email generated right for me to Zach. I can now read this email, make sure it looks all good. But look what else I can do. I can make it longer or I can make it shorter, right? What if I want to be more verbose or I want to be more summarize it? I literally have the ability to utilize the power of AI Companion to make this longer. I can actually change the tone of this too. So let's make it a little bit longer. Let's generate another email showcasing how we can make it a little bit longer. All right, boom. It's a lot longer now. Look at that. We now have the ability to make it longer. But what if I want to change the tone? What if I want to maybe change it to something more humorous, maybe more professional? I can do that too. Let's make it a little more friendly. Let's make it a little more friendly. Right there is a friendly one right there. So let's make it, we're going to generate another friendly email with the same length with AI Compose. Now we've generated an email that's friendly. Let's check out, see how friendly it is. Let's see how friendly it is. I really enjoyed our discussion. That sounds pretty friendly, right? Sounds pretty good. Let's look at another one here. Let's see here. I appreciate your guidance. Very friendly. That's very friendly. I think there's another, let's see if there's another one here. Oh, look at this one. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Super friendly. I love it. So let's go ahead and just insert that and send it. We're done. We've now generated an email response to Zach without ever having to type it in. Myrella, what do you think about that? Is that amazing or what?
Well, considering the fact that I'm also very lazy, that's absolutely amazing. And I don't have a great sense of humor. So knowing that Zoom can do that for me and make myself friendly and funny, I love it.
First of all, that's a lie. I've talked to you many times and you're very funny. So there you go. Let's see what else we got. What else do we have? What else do you do besides check email? What's the next thing you do? I go to chats. I go to chats and check all my chats and see what I need to respond to. Well, the great thing about it is sometimes I have a mountain of chats. There's a whole thread there and I don't want to read them, right? I don't want to go through every single line to read exactly what's going to happen. I want AI Companion to actually summarize it for me. So let's look at an example how we can do that. Look at who I'm chatting with, Myrella, in this example. It's you. It's you right here. Here's what happened. Yesterday, we had 10 replies in a thread. Guess what? I didn't read any of them. But what I did was I summarized them. I went to AI summary right here and summarized all of those threads. And look what happened. It summarizes all 10 chats for me back and forth into this little thing. We talked about somebody, I didn't want to name them online, so I actually blurred them out. But here's the whole summary of our whole conversation right from AI Companion. Now, I can literally read that summary and get up to date. But I can also, if I wanted to, I can vote this. Hey, you know what? You did a good job, AI Companion. You summarized that perfectly. But if I really want to drill into it and look at all the threads, I can actually go back and view all the original threads should I really want to delineate what was summarized versus what we said. Again, something that just saved me a ton of time. No offense, Myrella. I loved all your chats, but I just wanted a summary of them.
I think my husband would say the same thing. Can you summarize what you're trying to say?
That's a good one.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. But I would also add, Patrick, the other thing that I personally have to do when I start my days, I have to look at my calendar because I need to kind of, supposedly I've already done this before, but with 2 kids and working full times, all of that good stuff that comes in a busy life, is nice to look at my calendar to see what's ahead of me for the day. Do you got something for that?
I have a lot for that. You'll be able to see that in a second. Watch this. Watch this. What if I wanted to compose a chat back to you, right? I certainly wanted to summarize it, but I also wanted to compose one back to you. I can use AI Companion to actually summarize this. Watch this one. I can go right to chat right here. I can compose a brand new chat. Watch what happens. It's going to give me a prompt. Say, hey, what do you want the chat to be about? And guess what? I just wanted to list just a bunch of dinosaurs. What if I just want to list a bunch of dinosaurs? Boom. Look at that. 5 dinosaurs. AI Companion do the 5 coolest dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus Rex being the first one. But I wanted to make it longer. I wanted maybe some more explanation of what all these dinosaurs are. Look at that. I now have an explanation of all the dinosaurs and even movie stars, the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park. It tells me that. I can now insert this and send this. I get a full summary of all these dinosaurs in Chat Compose. I didn't have to do anything to send a dinosaur. How about that?
I mean, it's incredibly efficient. That's one of the things that I love about our Zoom client. It's the efficiency and the productivity, everything that I need right in there. So all of this toggle tax that we typically get, that we have to go in and out. I mean, look at your desktop in itself. You got a lot going on there. So how can we consolidate that experience? And can you allow AI also to help in that productivity throughout the day? I think it's absolutely amazing. I mean, you're teasing me quite a bit already with all of the ways that I can continue to be lazy today. So I'm looking forward to it. All right. So what else you've got?
What about that meeting I missed yesterday that you had? And I was busy and I couldn't make it. The point is, there was probably something I probably needed out of that meeting. Maybe it's an action item or something like that. What if AI Companion can actually summarize an hour-long meeting for me in an email or a chat? We can do that. I can't summarize this meeting right now that we're having because it's live, but here's an example. After a meeting, what AI Companion is going to do is actually send you a summary of the entire meeting. That way you can literally look at, first of all, how often do we watch recordings of meetings? I know everybody records meetings, but do you actually go back and watch them? I tell you what, I don't. I always go to the meeting summary. It saves me a bunch of time. How cool is meeting summary?
Pretty cool.
How about this? What if you were in a meeting and you're late? Say I was 15 minutes late to a meeting. What if I needed, and somebody said my name before I got to the meeting, right? Or somebody assigned me a task before I got to a meeting. Wouldn't it be amazing if I could just ask AI Companion, Hey, was that my name mentioned? Or what did I miss for the first 10 minutes of the meeting? Guess what? We can do that now with Ask AI Companion. Look at this on the right side. When you join a meeting with AI Companion, you can ask it questions like, catch me up on the meeting. Like, was my name mentioned on the meeting? What are the action items I missed in the meeting? Again, allowing you not to be purposely late, Myrella, but if you are late, you can catch up pretty easily with AI Companion.
I mean, what a lifesaver. I'm loving it. I don't think I need to do a tour today. I'm just hooked on what you're saying.
I did say that I didn't watch meeting recordings. That's somewhat of a falsehood because there's a new technology that came out with AI Companion called Intelligent Recap and Intelligent Record. So now, should I have missed a part of a meeting and I looked at the meeting summary, there's a bunch of stuff that's assigned to me. I'm like, well, I probably better go watch this meeting. I want to watch it in a way that's most effective and productive. With smart recordings and intelligent record, I can now go back and review a meeting, and it's going to give me all this information, one in an audio transcript, but all the chat messages that were in that meeting. It's also going to play that meeting and highlight parts of the meeting that I probably need to do with what we call smart chapters. It's actually going to give me greetings during the meeting of what happened during the meeting, and it's also going to give me next steps and action items of what happened in that meeting. And should I want to, I can really go to each one of those chapters where my name was mentioned and see what they were talking about with me. Again, allowing me to watch an hour recording in probably 10 to 15 minutes, saving me a ton of time.
That's awesome. And
Blown away?
I am blown away. I am absolutely blown away.
You know what? One of the things that I use to brainstorm with colleagues a lot is Whiteboard. I use Zoom Whiteboard a tremendous amount. It allows me to basically brainstorm and collaborate, co-author on the same document with multiple people at the same time. But the hardest part for me is, because I'm not that artistic, Myrella, is generating the whiteboard. Generating the whiteboard to me is the hardest part. Wouldn't it be amazing if I had AI Companion to be able to compose an entire whiteboard for me? Look what happened just now. Look at that. Look at this example. There's going to be a whiteboard right now. Let's see. It has some of the same dinosaurs that we just had. Watch how I actually compose this entire whiteboard right from scratch using AI Companion. Blank whiteboard, right? Look at this. AI Companion on the left side. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Let's generate a whiteboard with a bunch of dinosaurs on it. And watch, I said, generate a bunch of dinosaur names for me right from whiteboard. All right. And I want it to be stickies. I want it to generate some sticky notes right here because I love sticky notes. So I hit AI Companion, wait for it. Look what happened. I just have a bunch of dinosaurs, the dinosaurs that we had in the AI Companion from chat. I've now generated a bunch of stickies and I wanted some more. So I added some more dinosaurs. I don't even know what those dinosaurs look like. But guess what? AI Companion does, and generated the entire whiteboard in a matter of seconds that I can now share. I'm going to share it with you. Here's go. I'm going to share it with you, Myrella. Watch this. I'm going to type your name in here. You're going to pop up probably. There you are. I'm going to share it with you. I'm also going to share it with your test account that I know you use to generate these tours. So let's going to share both of it with your Zoom account and your test account. And here you go. I'm going to type you a little message. I'm going to type you a little message that says, invite today's whiteboard ideas, right? Today's whiteboard ideas with dinosaurs. I'm going to share that whiteboard with you. So now I'm going to give you editor rights on it. You can actually add stickies if you want to. You can go ahead and change my own. I'm going to be able to share that with you, and I can share with anybody inside that was going to collaborate with me on this great topic called dinosaurs. How about that for an idea?
Well, I am definitely being taken back millions of years ago, and my mind is blown away.
Well, you know what? Millions of years ago is when I started my UCaaS career. That's how long I've been around. So
you're dating yourself.
A little bit. So how about this? I've now answered all my emails. I've generated all my emails responses. I've looked at all my chat threads. I've sent all my chats. I've looked at all my meeting summaries. I've looked at all the recordings of the meetings I missed yesterday. I've generated some whiteboard content of what we need to talk about today, but now I need to go to the office. But I need to reserve a space. So I'm going to meet you at the office, but let me first reserve a desk so I have somewhere to sit, okay? We can do that with Workspace Reservations, and we can do it a few different ways. Here's a typical map. Here's a map of our Denver office. By the way, I'm not in Denver, but I'm going to pretend I am for this demo. Is that cool? Here we go. Let's go. Let's go to my Zoom client. Let's go to my Zoom client and go to the Workspace Management app right here under apps. You're going to see Workspace Reservation right here. I want to reserve a workspace for myself in the Denver office. So let's launch this app right here. And look at that, a map of Denver, my Denver office. And I want to make it for, let's go for Thursday. What time? Let's probably go in. I want to go in a little later because I don't really like to go in early. So let's make it for like 11 o'clock. Okay, 10 o'clock it is. And I don't want to stay a very long time, by the way. I just want to get some stuff done and get out. So let's just go 10 to 2, 4 hours. And I want to sit by a window. Because I feel claustrophobic stuck in a cubicle. So I'm going to pick this window. It's available. It's green. It's available. Look at that. Tomorrow, 10 to 2. I got a height desk. I got a monitor. I got a webcam. I'm reserving it. It's mine. Oh, by all the way, do I want lunch? No, I don't want lunch. Am I hosting anybody? Nope. I don't really want to talk to anybody, honestly. I just want to submit this and reserve and go to my cubicle and do my work. So there I am. Look at that. I'm in there by myself. That's cool. But look at what else I can do. What if I didn't want to do all that work? What if I wanted to use AI to suggest dates of when I should go in? Maybe when my coworkers are in there. What if I wanted AI to really set up a desk for me because he knows that I like Windows? I can now utilize AI and our bot inside of Workspace Reservations to make this happen, all using AI and my Workspace. So now I'm going to set off into the office, and you're going to showcase what I can do in the office. How about that?
I love it. And I think you picked the wrong state, Patrick.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're supposed to come to California, but that's okay. Now, I am here in San Jose, and how do we transfer all that we just did into the physical spaces and ensure that your user experience will remain as simple as possible? That is, after all, one of our mottos, right? You've got to be simple to be happy. Well, so here we are in our main lobby. Welcome. And this is what we've got right out of the gate, Patrick. We've got a Zoom Rooms running on a kiosk mode. This Zoom Room is being leveraged on a neat frame, all-in-one appliance. Now, what do I mean by all-in-one appliance is we've got the compute that you need for the Zoom Room. Every Zoom Room needs a computer, it needs a camera, it needs a microphone, it needs a display, it needs a controller, right? So here we've got the consolidation of all of it in one single device, makes it very simple plug and play. So right out of the gate, Patrick, we are actually here, but I'm gonna have to reach out to our receptionist, make sure that we are clear to go. We're good to be here today. Maybe we even need to sign in. So let's go ahead and make sure that we check with the receptionist. It's a self-guided experience on the screen. And by the way, you can set this up and customize it on your end as an administrator for the organization. But the end user experience, oh my gosh, is pretty simple. Select that virtual receptionist option. Now here, it's fully customizable as well. You can upload your own image and create the naming convention that you desire. Now in our case, I mentioned I want to reach out to receptionist, but perhaps you want to talk to IT because you want to be able to give people the concierge experience. If they come into the office, they don't know the Wi-Fi password, because I bet you, Patrick, you don't know the Wi-Fi password to Denver, let alone here in California. So here, all I need to do in order to go through that process is go ahead and make a selection. So let's reach out to the receptionist. All right. Wow. Nice to see you, Cole. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, Cole, we're here. Actually, we're going to take Patrick on the tour. Let's get this show on the road. All right, so the next process is Workspace Reservation. So we already been talking to you about it. With the visitor management process that we've got in place, you can actually reserve a desk for one of your visitors in advance to them coming into the office. So you can do that today. Again, this is all in current beta. So we're going to be coming live in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. Now what we've got here is, again, the all concept of the all-in-one. We've got everything that you need in order for the Zoom Room to function. It's a capacitive touchscreen. Now, what you saw Patrick do from home, I can actually do right here on this Workspace Reservations map. This is a kiosk leveraging the Zoom Room license. I can select a conference room. I see the preview of the image, the capacity of that space. I can also see the availability and book at any other time in case it's currently booked today. So all of that is possible, plus the ability for us to support other spaces that do not have any technology at all, such as a wellness room that I have a feeling from 10 to 4, that's what you're going to be doing. Patrick is sitting in one of these in the Denver office, right? You can actually, just a massage chair, that's all it is. No other technologies in place. Now we, of course, we support phone booths and the like. If you want to book parking in advance, you could have done that before coming into the office today. So let's say here, even on this map, if I want to reserve EV parking, I can do so by selecting that option for parking. This could be multiple floors, this could be lockers, this could be a check-in, check-out sheet that you create. A lot of freedom and flexibility. Now let me show you that process. You saw how easy it was for Patrick to book from home on his client. How easy it is for us to book here on the kiosk. Very simple. Let's say here today I want to book for about an hour. I'm lazier than Patrick. I'm just going to work for about an hour in the office. And what I'm going to do next is leverage the Zoom client. And right within the client itself, it has an option to scan QR code. And if you blinked, you missed that process. That was so unbelievably efficient. No credentials are needed here on the kiosk because I'm already logged on to my client, which I'm already signed in with all of my credentials, Patrick. Makes it very, very easy and simple.
I love that I could pick parking because I'm actually going to fly on my pterodactyl and go to the pterodactyl parking part of the garage. Is that cool?
You know what? And that's a valid point as well, too, because you also have the ability to support neighborhoods within our workspace reservation. So only people with their pterodactyls and their dinosaurs can, let's say, reserve in a particular section of your building. Now, what happens next here at the desk is I have technology at the desk itself. And as you can see, this desk has a QR code present right on the screen. But if you are feeling like technology is a little bit too much for your environment, you don't want displays, etc., not a problem. You can always revert to printing the QR code. What I'm going to do next here is check in to this desk that I reserved for about an hour today, right? Again, leveraging the Zoom client to make that check-in process very seamless. And here what I've got is voila. All of my meetings for the day I can access from this device. Very powerful transformation for what you can do for the employees to ensure that simplicity while they're in the office.
I love that you can really go to it. I'm a big QR code guy because I hate typing stuff in. So I love that you can do that right from there.
You don't say. I think I can validate that as well for myself. All right, so here what we've got next as far as the workflow is concerned is help your employees and guests navigate around your building with room scheduling. Room scheduling is included as part of the Zoom Room subscription, and it's to scale one Zoom Room license, and you can deploy as much room scheduling as you need to in your physical spaces. So how do you leverage this on a day-to-day? Very simple. One, it does integrate natively with Office 365, Exchange, and Google Calendar. Now, in order for me to maneuver here on the display, I just simply select reserve. I can walk through any other reservations that I need to make for this location, or I can even bring up that workspace reservations map and book directly from here. So long gone are the days where I have to go door to door, finding alternative space to meet, or squatters that come into the office with their pterodactyls trying to take over all of our conference rooms, and in reality they didn't reserve it.
Nice shot.
So now, Patrick, here we are in the conference room. Comfortably seats 12 to 13 people. And in this tour, you're going to see various rooms and various hardware technology. One thing that we have very much so in mind is simplicity and scalability. Prior to the pandemic, I mean, many years ago, I think I'm dating you again, probably back in the dinosaur era, we had these rooms set up for you, Patrick, with ceiling speakers, ceiling microphones, and very complex programming on the table to just turn on the TV. Those days are far long behind us because of the inability for us to deploy these all-in-one appliances and have Zoom Room drive that experience. That's not to say, however, that we don't support a Pro AV setup. 100,000% we do, and we still bring that simplicity for your end users. Now, in this case, as I mentioned, we've got a consolidation of the hardware that you need right in here: the computer, the microphones, right, the camera. As you can see, very simple installation process, HDMI to the TV and power network. You'll be up and running in just a matter of moments. And what I'm going to do next, Patrick, is stop talking about how amazing of the technology this is and actually show it to you. What I'm doing here is I've selected the Zoom Room Controller app, which is a free app that you can now leverage to completely duplicate the experience on the controller at the convenience of your fingertips. All right, so as you see here, I can gravitate towards any seat. I can go ahead and say hi to you. I can see the continuous experience in the chat history right here on the screen in the room. I also have the option to control the camera control. Now, all of that is accessible to me right here on the controller. But one thing that I want to highlight also is that stuff is happening here in this room. The Zoom Room also has the ability to support a Zoom Room running on a companion mode. That's this additional hardware that we quite literally just wheeled it in. Power, it supports Wi-Fi, or you can plug it into the network. And it gives me the ability to go ahead and leverage that additional camera and also the whiteboard. So now as I am up here on the board collaborating with you, you don't lose out on the expressions of that presenter, right? That meeting equity for us is so important. I can choose between various different templates. This one here is not of a dinosaur, but as you can see, just a matter of seconds, I can choose from one of the ones that we already have created. And of course, it's bi-directional. Anything I do here is something you can see there and vice versa. So that's Zoom Room Companion. We're leveraging this to make sure that you have that productivity tool available. No additional licensing is needed. You just need the hardware that you need to wheel in. You pair it in the cloud, Patrick, so you don't actually have to crawl over the ceiling to plug this into the Logi Rally in this case, or crawl underneath the floor to plug all of these wires. Very simple. Now let's go ahead and completely transform the experience here by selecting auto framing. Auto framing is now going to just greatly navigate the camera and the focus to the individuals that are here. In this case, it's just me, but maybe Cole would be so kind as to come in as well. And now you see hands free, hands up. I'm not doing anything, Patrick. All right.
I believe
and here
you.
as we do so, the camera does all of the heavy lifting. Now you see we've got all that amazing focus. Now what I'm going to do next is going to choose speaker focus. All of this functionality is available on the controller and you can navigate very simply. Now you'll notice that there's a picture-in-picture. We're now leveraging the Logi site. This is a new technology for Logi with a tremendous focus around that meeting equity. How you doing today, Cole?
Doing pretty good.
That's awesome. He did not know that we were going to be putting him on this webinar today. But Patrick, check out what happened once Cole started talking, right? The meeting equity around that conference room table is so important to ensure that you just don't miss out on the facial cue of what's happening around the conference room table. It's pretty exciting.
I love it. That's fantastic.
All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next space. I have more things to show you.
You know what's something I want? I work in my office inside of a basement, and I have kids and wives that walk by me all the time. I need that panel that says I'm busy outside of my office, just like that right there. That's what I need.
You and I both, and many of us during the pandemic, right? It's definitely very advantageous. Now, I think you could also even benefit from this in your home setup, Patrick. This is another Zoom room, and what we've got here is a full functionality of what you need to do to be collaborative in our huddle room, small spaces, and even large space. And notice with one single Zoom room license, you get so much additional value. Like for instance, again, back to the days where you had to crawl underneath the ground or above the ceiling, everywhere in between, to just run a cable for a speakerphone at the conference room. Those days are long gone. You already have all the technology in place, so let's go ahead, leverage the Zoom room, and shall you give us your personal phone number and I can call you? Maybe not. All right, but as you can see here, the dial pad is available for me to make those calls. Now another option here is, this might be an area of interest for many, right? The ability to join other meeting platforms like Google Meet, Microsoft Teams meeting, Cisco WebEx. The Zoom room folks can be an attendee into one of those meeting platforms. Now, at the end of the day, you do want that one very simple, easy click to join experience. Simply invite the Zoom room, and in those meeting platforms, you'll be an attendee, I guess, into those meetings as well from the Zoom room itself. All right. Another functionality that we have here in the Zoom room, Patrick, catch. You catch it? You got it? Okay.
That'd be amazing.
Well, we're not quite there in technology yet, right? But hey, HDMI cable, VGA with audio. I'm probably predating myself as well too now. All of those things to simply share screen from your computer. This is so unbelievably simple to do now. All you need to do is just go ahead and leverage your Zoom client by selecting that option. Go to share screen. This is happening with no wires whatsoever. All right, so you can actually just go ahead and leverage whatever device you have. And by the way, this works with your AirPlay on your phone as well too, if you want to share from your tablet or your phone. We've got also the ability, because this does support Zoom Room for Touch, the ability to annotate on top of the content, activate smart shapes here. So if you are not artistic, in case of Patrick, you can have the Zoom Rooms autocorrect those shapes. And then once I'm done with whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish here, I can go ahead and chat the content and the annotation to myself. Now this is going to go to outer space, hit our Zoom cloud, and with the selection here on my client, I can show you guys in just a matter of moments, right, the annotations that I've created all in real time. I can now follow back up with Patrick and whoever else wasn't here presently, because I'm not even in a meeting yet. Oh my gosh, Patrick, I'm not in a meeting yet. I was a pro AV rep for about 9 years. It was my job to do a scope of work, etc., to be able to do just this, and it would easily cost a customer $20, $30, $50,000 or more. And now this is all embedded as part of the Zoom Room experience, no additional cost. All right, I know I'm talking fast, there's a lot to cover, but I want to show you guys the quality of this experience. Let's go ahead and do a one-click to join experience. Boom, I could do that because of our integration with Office 365, Exchange, and Google Calendar. But I can also just leverage voice commands. Hello Zoom, join meeting.
Do you want to join the meeting?
Yes.
Starting the meeting.
Here we are in the room itself, and you want to know something? I got a little cheeky and very creative, Patrick, because I am artistic. So what I've done is I've used our whiteboard and I've actually elevated a little bit. And one of the things that we can do with Zoom Rooms and whiteboards is you can bring that whiteboard experience by pairing your device to the room. And look at what we've got here. We've got a whiteboard that I created, and you and I were starting to work off. And I must say, you are definitely T-Rex, right? Ham, yes, and I, which one am I? So this is bi-directional. So whatever it is that we're doing here, you guys can see this is saved to the cloud. We can leverage our whiteboard. It's an infinite canvas. It's just an amazing platform for your team to be productive. Well done. I think that the crowd would agree that this is the appropriate setup too, right?
I love this. You know, the great thing about whiteboard is it's completely dynamic, and you can go back to it at any time, at any point. It's not that you have the ability to co-author on it with other people, but then you can go back to it and still work on that same whiteboard, and it's never ending. There's never an end to it. You can keep moving it back and forth and up and down. It's fantastic.
All right, I sneaked up on you, Patrick, and I walked over to yet another different place. Now, this setup here is very similar to what you might have known back in the time as Cisco Telepresence. We might have been inspired by Cisco Telepresence. I'm not entirely sure. We're leveraging here a Knee Pro, which can input 3 displays right to it and gives you this amazing experience. Now, we're going to Zoomify this, if you will, with our ability to add multiple streams into one single Zoom room instance and from the single appliance. Now, here we're leveraging artificial intelligence, Patrick, to scan the room, find the individuals that are currently here, and bring that experience to you in the way that you can actually, again, pick up the facial features of what's happening. Now, there's not an awful lot of additional technology here that we're not already familiar with. We're just all putting together, and Zoom Room is driving that experience. We're also pairing a Zoom Room companion. So if we wanted to bring that dinosaur whiteboard right back into this, I could very easily pair, but I left my phone in the other room, and we are on a TikTok time frame. But as you can see, you can literally go from space to space, and the predictability of the experience is met because you are leveraging Zoom to drive that experience and its simple user interface that you're accustomed to. All right, Patrick, I'm going to take you to another spot.
I love your ability to showcase meeting equity, because that's very important to me. Because I obviously talk to a lot of people, and I love seeing the boardroom, which is great. But I also like seeing individual faces and expressions to see how well my jokes hit.
Yes, and you know what? We are now showcasing digital signage. We could very well put up a joke of the day up on digital signage along any other slide decks, PowerPoint presentations, and more with Zoom digital signage. Digital signage is included as part of that Zoom Room subscription, and this completely also blows my mind, or maybe I'm blowing your mind now, Patrick. It's inclusive. With that one single Zoom Room license, organizations can deploy an infinite amount of digital signage across their organization at absolutely no additional cost. The hardware that's needed is just the hardware that supports the Zoom Room itself, or in your Zoom Room, since you already have the hardware, you can go ahead and position the digital signage that's relevant for each one of your spaces or set standards across the board. Now for us here at Zoom, we also leverage digital signage to, yes, push out videos. We even have a sharing key located at the top corner of the screen, so you can use these spaces for collaboration purposes. Just how I shared content earlier, I can do so in digital signage. You can also stream meetings to digital signage. So now you've got overflow areas. If you have a Zoom phone, you can now push out evacuation warnings to digital signage. Now you're proceeding with E911 procedures and protocols, potentially saving people's life. This E911 warning will show not only in digital signage, but also in the Zoom Room, alerting people of an evacuation or emergency. You can even showcase Workspace Reservations, the live status of all of your meeting spaces, including who's in the office, to boost that morale and be on the know at all times. Again, this is inclusive. You just simply upload the content and you manage it all from the portal. In fact, everything that we're showing you today is managed from one single pane view glass, which is your Zoom portal. So you don't have to toggle between different applications. It's all available there for tremendous value. Okay, so now this time I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about noise suppression AI. And I'm going to now literally blow your ears with this gong. Sorry if that was really loud. But what happens is not that you usually have gongs in your meeting, Patrick, is that you are eating during your meeting. So it gets very loud and distracting. So let's show you how that works in a Zoom room. Okay, so here we are in the room itself again, and I'm gonna hit that gong. All right, so here it goes. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
It's fantastic.
Isn't that unreal? So we're leveraging once again noise suppression AI, and we can eat now without the need of mute and unmute, because I'll tell you, Patrick, what happens when you mute and unmute, I start talking, I forget that I'm muted, and then you miss out on natural human dialogue in the process, right? And that's just not helpful to conclusivity and ensuring that everybody's on the same page. It never sounds right the second time around anyway. So we're just simply closing that experience, right? And making sure everybody can be heard without those distractions. And we're leveraging the Link 820 here in this instance. Now let me show you how simple it is for Zoom rooms to join a Teams meeting. Okay, how simple is it? Well, it's as simple as you creating a meeting, inviting the Zoom room, and go ahead and leverage the technology that you're already accustomed to. So in this case here, we're already in the Teams meeting, right? This is a Teams client. So let's go ahead on the Zoom controller. I'm going to select one click to join. You're gonna see the Teams logo. Are you familiar with this logo by any chance, Patrick?
I might have seen it a time or two, actually.
All right. So that's all we have to do. And just like that, right? Here we are. Of course, you can also do this with Google and Cisco.
What's really important about that too is that 99.86% of our customers at Zoom are also Microsoft customers. By the way, I completely just made that stat up. I have no idea what the real percentage is, but the point is that you typically have Microsoft Teams and Zoom in your environment, and you need to be able to coexist in those locations and ecosystems.
100%, Patrick. I'm going to take a tiny little break from Zoom Rooms and show you a little peek into Zoom Contact Center. Would you mind?
I don't mind. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. You're such a good sport. Now, Zoom Room has a fully conversational AI platform that we also have the support of a chatbot. So what this happens as a result is here we've got the ability for you to have the support, and it's completely self-service. It has the ability for it to access a query system of record, so the chatbot can navigate through a self-service style of experience, which is actually what you want to do, right? And Cole, if you don't mind, you want to take a seat here. You're actually going to be my agent. At any moment in time, if I want to select a region because I want to elevate this experience and talk to a live agent, look at what can happen. What can happen here is Cole can accept this and start interacting. He has the option also to review the chat history. He can respond back to me. So if you want to respond with anything there, you can say, I don't know, what are we going to, I want my dinosaur. That's the order I'm looking for. Where are my thousands of dinosaurs? The agent can review the information, right, Patrick? He can see what's going on with my requests, etc. And at any moment in time, what I also love about this, if I want to elevate this experience to a video meeting, then he just simply, oh, okay, your dinosaur is scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Prove it. Okay, show me, okay, prove it. So he can go ahead and elevate this to a video call. And mind you, I did not have to do any downloads. I didn't have to put in a meeting ID. And as you just experienced, it's a really good thing. I'm not so great with number digits. So now just like that, Cole and I are face-to-face. I can enable the video or have it off for privacy purposes. Thank you so much, Cole. Hopefully you really do have my dinosaurs. All right, so what happens next? Well, if you want to have the vitals of your contact center showcasing on digital signage, that's also another great application. There you'll be able to see the vitals, the duration time, etc. It's also visible in the Zoom Room. So like magic, voila. Zoom Room available to you. So now you can go back to your productivities and your meetings at any point in time, but in idle, you can see how your contact center is doing through digital signage. Now, I hope you also love the next presentation. Here what we've got is yet another room, and it's in a much larger space. So we are really pushing the envelope here. We're gonna go ahead and one click to join. Patrick, have you noticed how I simply go into all of these rooms and I'm stumpified by the fact all I need to do is press join?
That, you know what, that's the simplicity is really one of the cornerstones of Zoom. And that's what I hear from customers all the time, is that I don't have to have a vast knowledge. I don't have to have user training. I can literally just walk into a room and hit one button and I'm in.
Absolutely. And also notice I don't have to come in 5 or 10 minutes before a meeting to connect my computer to whatever cables is available to me to make sure that I can leverage whatever technology that IT has set up, but I need my computer to drive that experience. That is one of the stickiest frustration that him and I get, is clients are trying to ensure that the technology is there, but the driving experience is the responsibility is being given to the end users, and the end users just not familiar enough, or they're not comfortable enough with driving that experience from their own personal laptop, because it gets really complicated, right? So with Zoom Rooms, we're removing all of that. And especially here in these even larger spaces where you have various different students, this is a modular setup as well too. So at any moment in time, if I want to move these tables around, I can do so, and I don't have to provide a whole lot of cables, etc. The AV component to that is minimized, right? Because I don't have to put HDMI content or dongles everywhere. And I don't know why. Maybe it's dinosaurs that seem to snatch onto those dongles, take it away, never to be seen again. And IT is always having to refill on those. But here, as you notice, I'm navigating in this room comfortably. Any one of these individuals, if they want to share content, they can do so from variety of ways that's supported through the Zoom Room. And what I can also do here
I can still have the ability to share content either from my laptop. If I do want to pass through HDMI, that's still supported. I even have the option to do a document camera. So look at this. We've got this guy ate his arm. Now for education, this is appropriate. All of my dinosaurs, but maybe you're a manufacturing company and you actually want to zoom in great detail here on this chipset, right? So you can do so. And I don't know if you can see it from the main view of the conference room camera from our production. What we've got here is one, I have a Zoom Room Companion mode right in front of me. So as a presenter, I see what I am sharing as well as what's being transmitted in the video all through Zoom Rooms. It's just a Zoom Room Companion, not a whole lot of wires, just a power and network. I keep saying that this is so simple. We've got here also the Zoom Room, which gives the overall view of the conference room. And Patrick, I have wheeled in a Zoom Whiteboard Companion right into this space. And if you look around, literally follow, there's only one cable going to it. Okay, it's just power. It's leveraging Wi-Fi in the Zoom Room application for us to be able to share content on the screen. When content is being shared, you can use it. And when you want to do whiteboard, you just wake it up and let it be whiteboard. It's bi-directional. So anything that I whiteboard here on this capacitive touch screen in this Zoom Room is going to be seen there. You can annotate on it. We can go annotation happy and whiteboard happy. All we want to talk about dinosaurs until civilization is through. Quite a bit going on here, but let me go ahead and take it to our last stop.
That's absolutely amazing. There's so many workflow examples that I can come up with. Obviously, education being one of them. But just looking at that circuit breaker, the quality on that picture was absolutely amazing. By the way, I can literally see the circuit numbers on that screen, allowing you to literally almost do any workflow from education to any vertical like manufacturing. That's a fantastic example of how to utilize Zoom.
Yes, and now here, this is bittersweet for you and I, Patrick. This is my last stop.
Oh no.
And we leave you with yet another one of Zoom's ability to greatly elevate the experience around your boardroom, especially in your conference room tables. What I've shown you up to this point in the tour is Zoom's ability to remain simple regardless of your room size and different hardware that you may choose for your space. Now, what we've got here is the ability for the Zoom Room to support multiple streams, which you've seen, and multiple cameras. Now, how are we bringing this together in what we're calling Intelligent Director? Currently still in beta, but I couldn't help but to show this to our audience today because the evolution in what we have seen in video conferencing is tremendous, and I didn't want you to miss out, Patrick. So let's go ahead and one click to join. So from one single view of the conference room camera, this is what you get, right? You get this bowling alley view of what's happening here. But where's Waldo? We've got some important participants that you can't see. And this typically happens in many of your meetings, right? You've got it. And by the way, this table is actually shaped as a V shape to ensure that the participations of everyone here is captured, but yet it's not efficient enough. So again, back to the evolution, Patrick, what we've done with multi-stream is Zoom answered a desire from one of our customers to provide that meeting equity around the conference room table, because right before we released this, people were bringing their own laptops to get the Brady Bunch box that they're accustomed to, but the audio feedback was an absolute nightmare, as you could imagine. So we responded to that need by introducing multiple streams. Now, what we are going to do, however, is add our ability to support multiple camera, and I will select on the controller Intelligent Director, leveraging artificial intelligence once again to find all the participants here. And now, as you will see, the additional streams are going to start showing up on the screen, and you're going to be able to see, oh, Taylor Swift, how lucky are you? Now, what I'm going to do is walk all the way here to the very back of the room, and you'll notice how through that artificial intelligence, it's able to capture me. And if there's a different angle of my presence here in the room, it's going to do that auto switching with absolutely no user intervention is needed. Now, this is currently in beta. This is still maturing into a total T-Rex to take apart any really past legacy Pro AV systems that you may have installed. But as we see today, it's already a really great maturity in the experience, greatly elevating that meeting equity and the meeting democratization.
Well, first of all, I'm sure Travis Kelce is very happy that Taylor Swift got to make an appearance in our meeting today. So kudos to you. But also, Intelligent Director is designed to support like flexible communication by creating an inclusive hybrid meeting environment. This gives people right for their own space in a gallery view, so that they have the same opportunity to be seen and heard that everyone else in the meeting has.
Absolutely. And notice how the camera will switch depending on where is the best availability of that individual and their facial expressions. And notice also, a lot of subject around facial recognition. So this is actually not leveraging my face recognition. So if I was wearing a mask, right, you notice that it's still capturing me, auto framing me and the like. I mean, this is just, again, many of the ways that Zoom is simplifying and improving your meeting experiences. We thank you so much for taking part in this journey with myself and Patrick today. What a treat. This session is being recorded. If there's anything that you missed out on today, I think Patrick is going to leverage AI to chapter everything for you so that you can easily find it on the World Wide Web. Thank you. And please reach out to your Zoom account executive if you want to deep dive and learn anything more based on what you saw today. Thank you for your time. Any last words, Patrick?
I just really want to thank you. I'm humbled that the EBC team included me in this day. So I appreciate they letting me crash the party, and I look forward to doing this again maybe someday.
Sounds great. Thank you, Hamilton, also for your help. Everyone, have a wonderful day. Take care.